Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining our Love in Business. We have some amazing people that are just, the heart of R&F. They give their all, they do their all, and you're lucky to hear them this evening. My name is Kim Picou, and I'm coming from Stockton, California. I've been in Rodan Fields for 3 years, part of the Stockton team with Shimon and Stephanie. So we welcome you and thank you for joining us tonight. Just a little bit about this evening. For any guests that are on the line, can you please put your name in the chat and say that you're a guest, because we're going to raffle off some prizes at the end. And we really want to make sure that we have and include everyone. I met Bridget and Arnie in Tennessee. At the time, I had braids at convention, and I challenged Arnie to braid my hair. He's like, I could do this. I have this done. And I was like, nah, men don't braid hair. You can't do it. So unbeknown to me, he grabbed a lock of my hair and started braiding. So this just tells you, you never know what skills someone has in their arsenal. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and let Bridget and Arnie share their story.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to start. Wait 1 second. Somebody's.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Keep talking. I'll hang up. Okay. I'll do the muting if we need to.
Nice job.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, first of all, Kim and Shimon, thank you so much. We are so happy to be a part of this. And we're thankful that you organized it, and it's such an important topic, and we appreciate you so much. So a little bit about me. I'm Arnie Duncan. This is my wife, Bridget Cavanaugh. We live in Bozeman, Montana, and it is very cold here and very snowy, and we're tired of it. 2021 begins our 11th year with Rodan Fields, and with our amazing doctors. And interestingly enough, that is about half of the time that she and I have been married.
I know, 20 years in June. So yeah, RNF is half our shelf life. Yeah.
Shelf life?
Something like that.
Okay, good. Our partnership with Rodan Fields has elevated everything in our lives, you guys, everything. Our marriage, our children's lives, our ability to give back. It has had an amazing impact on all the people around us, our new friends, the people that have joined us in the business. And I just want to take a minute and say something to the men here that are listening. I'm just going to put this out there that the skincare business is a no-brainer for girls. I mean, it is just a no-brainer, right? But it is truly a business. It's a business. It's not a women-only business. It's a multi-billion-dollar with a B industry. It's global. It's a global opportunity. And every business-minded, goal-oriented person should take a very serious look at what we have to offer. This business, this company has no inventory, 100% online. It is a online business. We leverage Zoom, obviously, Zoom meetings, and Instagram. It is a completely turnkey business. And it's the vehicle to get you to the things that you want. So about 11 and a half years ago, Bridget comes home, rolls in the house. She's all, actually, you better tell your story.
All right, so
I was gonna steamroller the whole thing.
No, I was a burnout advertising executive, really missing my kids.
Right.
You're so funny. I was this burnout advertising executive, really missing my kids. I'd never looked at direct selling before. And I came home with the idea and the business, very excitedly. And I didn't really know what you were going to say. We'd never, ever we were married 10 years at the time, 9, had never talked about any kind of side gig. And he was so fast to say yes. And he's like, Bridget, I used to work in the Bay Area. I know these women, like they have such a reputation. And So he was on board probably even before me, just by a couple of minutes. I'm not going to give him that much credit, but he gives me credit for bringing it home. But there was a lot that we didn't know about the business, and we're just really willing to learn. But what we did know, or what I knew, and you know this too, but what I do know is that there were not enough hours in the day of my day job, my hourly wage or salary or whatever it was, to give me the freedom that I wanted and felt I deserved. I just couldn't work enough hours. And so this started off as a very side gig, plan B, but it blossomed into something so much bigger as I fell in love, obviously, with the products, but with the power of the community and what we really do as a business and empower others. So I was able to step away from my day job about 12 months in. And I moved my office onto my kitchen counter right where we're sitting right now. And, really let my kids, be involved and watch us do this business as they're growing up. And I'll say this, since this is a couples event, if you want your relationship to win, you've got to focus on the future. I think that's the biggest thing that this business has allowed us to do is focus on our collective future, not my career and his job and, our kids, but put it all in kind of one big sphere. Okay. So yeah, that's what it was about, is focusing on the future.
And some of you know this, but Bridget and I were both raised in an agricultural rural community, and no one in our previous generations had entrepreneurial skills, corporate backgrounds, and we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have a lot of means to travel or buy things. Everything was a struggle for both of us when we were growing up. My mom was a single mom with 2 small kids on an Indian reservation. And you guys, it was really hard. But we learned valuable lessons from them. And one of them was hard work. We worked really hard. Everybody I knew worked hard. There was no days off. It was because of the agricultural and part of our lives, we learned how to plant seeds and wait for what that grew and harvest in the fall for that crop. And it took patience and consistency and grace. And the best part of what we've been able to bring with our background and with Rodan and Fields is we've been able to teach our children how to build something from scratch. They watched us. We didn't go off to work and come home and then, they didn't know what we did. They watched us and how we did this. And they now know how to believe in the power of their mindset and their intentions and how to leverage the things around them while empowering other people to pursue the things that are also important to them. Mm-hmm. It's been really beautiful to watch our kids.
Yep. So Basie's in the business with us. She's 18. Ryan turns 18 in March and he's like, my turn. I'm in.
Yeah. Ryan's like, I'm next.
I'm next. It's like my friends, their moms, they hate their jobs. So he's in. And I would just say, again, we're talking about couples, but I would compare, it's almost like on the day we decided to do this, we went on this couples retreat and we never came home. We have been working on ourselves and working on our marriage, and this business has been, core to all of us. And it's just made our teamwork and the work we do with our teams and everything so purposeful.
And Bridget, from the beginning, I knew that you were the tip of the spear in building the team. Your skill set, the day-to-day, that is your power and your strength. That's what you love. But I'll tell you, there's something that is my skill set, and you are my day-to-day.
Oh.
That was a good one. That was a good one, huh?
Man.
I worked on that.
Man, you're gonna have us all on here crying, Arnie. You guys are an amazing couple.
Oh, thank you, Kim.
Um,
We love you so much, honey. We love you so much.
yeah,
Just a
we
quick,
love you too.
just a quick, I don't know how you do it, Kim, but the days that and you and our friends on Facebook, and I get your little shout outs to your team and they are the days I need them.
They're right there.
There's Kim. I'm like, thank you so much.
Yep, and we'll get into that. I think we're going to introduce Romielyn and Sherwin.
We are.
And just again, more of the power, I think, of just this business. We're in the relationship business, and how great that we're here sharing, how we bring our married relationship, but it's all kinds of relationships. So you guys, I would turn over to you. We were in Danville the day you guys joined in, and so we feel like it's a full circle moment.
I know. So my name is Romielyn, Sherwin, Joson here. So our backgrounds are, for me, I've always been just a serial entrepreneur. So before Rodan Fields, we had businesses in the construction industries and the wedding industries. And then this was actually my sixth business coming in. So what's crazy with it is when I heard at the country club, we moved from California to Georgia, and I'll get back to that in a little bit. But California, my friend who is a lawyer, the same boat as I was, she's like, if I'm not working on a case, I'm not getting paid. She's like, if you're not at your warehouse, you're not getting paid. If you're not at a wedding, you're not getting paid. We need to listen what's going on with this thing. She's like, I heard it's the same doctors that started Proactive. Now, I didn't use the product, but I knew people, who was using the products. So I agreed, and we both went. And when the person that was speaking at the time, she was in her, late 20s. And she and I, my friend and I, the lawyer, we were like staring at each other like, man, if she could do it, we could totally do this. Had no idea what direct selling was all about. I came home excited, signed up that same evening, and I just told Sherwin, I was like, I found it. I found what's going to replace all this craziness, right? So I don't know about you guys. I was at a point where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. How many of you have felt that, right? So I found myself sitting at just one of the weddings and seeing my life kind of do I see myself doing this for the next 5 years? I was meeting with couples in the evening, for their weddings in the weekend, and the daytime I was doing, deliveries, or meeting with construction crews and stuff. It was and then on the weekend it was with, the events. So I never got to see my husband, never got to see our 2-year-old at the time. And something just had to change. So they told me I just had to be coachable, 3 to 5 years, be coachable, 3 to 5 years, give yourself a chance. And I just told my husband that, and he was just like,
I was shocked at first. She didn't tell me. She just said she signed up. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I didn't know what the business was all about. I mean, I'm just supportive of what she does. I mean, she's the kind of person who's just gonna go for it. And I just told her, I'm here to support you. I'm totally opposite of Arnie. It's I leave my wife alone. I mean, in everything she does, it's yo, man, whatever you do, just go for it. I mean, I don't give her any tips on anything. I mean, the only thing I do is just make sure she's out there styling. I'll pick out her clothes, her jewelry, her bags, her shoes, everything else.
What I have on.
Other than that, it's yo, I'll leave you alone. And that's the kind of support I give her. It's more I'll take care of the kids. I'll cook, clean, whatever. But as far as support, I'm just in the back, just making sure she's okay with everything. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah. He lets me fall gracefully. Yeah. It's what it is. He's not the type that's going to be like, I told you so, which is a good thing. And I love that about him. So, I mean, I came home and I was like, if this is something that's going to, yes, well-fed. Yes, that's true. He is also the chef. I don't cook. He does everything. But what's really amazing is that this business gave us options. It
Exactly.
gave us the option, the choice to be able to leave the hamster wheel and move into something that we could be very present with now our 14-year-old and 6-year-old. So I've been in the business for 8 years, and moving from California, 3.5 years into the business to Georgia, it really was one of those where, wow, it is true. I gave myself the 3 to 5 years. I gave myself a chance to be able to, try something that I've never tried before, be scared to death of what this was going to be, but it rewarded me so much more. So that's what this business has been able to do for us, is to live presently, like with each other. I mean, when we were in California, it was like, work, home, sleep, right? Work, home, sleep. I mean, it's like now it's like, oh, we get to go to our children's events, we get to have conversations with them. It's not just dinner in bed. So that's what Rodan Fields has done for us.
Thanks, Ron, for you guys sharing your story. I first met you right after you had moved to Atlanta, and you came back in time for my business lunch, and you were an amazing speaker at that for me, especially when I'm more like Sherwin. I don't like to talk. I like to observe, be in the background, and let everybody else stand out. So having to do this business, created that change in me and part of my self-development as a person to, get over being shy. I'm going to make mistakes. I make mistakes in my Facebook Live video tonight. So, it's human. You deal with it. Hey, I can't change it. It's live. So I just go with it. But with that, I've only been in the business 3 years, and I've seen a lot of changes in RNF. Can you just tell us some of the differences from when you guys first came into the business until now?
Yes, there are tons. First and foremost, when we first started, we didn't have a lot of like before and after photos. I mean, we were like scrambling trying to get those, So when I was sharing with people, I was definitely sharing, the business sense of it, because I knew where the doctors were going to be, right? If they had this, one thing that took care of one stuff, which is acne, and now they have a plethora of things that they had in their clinics, like, I just know where this was going to go. Where we are now, we've opened more countries, so we have more diversity. We have all of the tools that we need to also to make our businesses be more visible. Especially social media right now is such a key, to making this business work, especially with the pandemic last year. So the doctors have been able to provide the resources and tools needed to be able to train, to be, a skincare consultant. I mean, I don't have to go to Stanford and get a PhD in dermatology, right? Like, I can totally ride their coattails and be able to have my own business as long as I have, Wi-Fi in my phone. Like, I'm good, which is really neat. So even now we have before and after photos that I could show on my phone to people, unlike back then. But yes, I'm loving, the countries being open, the diversity, inclusivity of everything. We now have more information available to us in the marketing materials, which is really great. So a lot has definitely changed.
Okay, thank you. And with those changes, we've had changes on how a person can join our business. So could you touch on that a little bit? What it would take to be an RNF consultant now?
Yes, when I first started, there were, 4 different, packages to come in. It was all, stuff that we could use on our own. Now we have made it more simple. Back then it was like from, $3.95, $6.95, $95. Now it's $75, and you are able to start a global business all in the fingertips, right? You have the deepest discounts with a VIP box. So you get almost 50% of a discount with whatever it is that you want to use for yourself. And what I love is it's instant. Once you sign up with that, a $75 that gives you the global business, your websites are up and running. And you guys, you have to understand, when we had our construction businesses, we were paying, we had paid thousands of dollars to get websites created, and we paid hundreds to upkeep every month. with this business, $24.95 a month to have a storefront. I mean, to me, it's like, gosh, it's a no-brainer. Why doesn't everyone do this? You know how it's so hard to be able to have content, to have the marketing. The doctors provide all that stuff, all in the palm of your hands. So it's very neat to be able to start that business now. And, you know, let me add to when I had started the business, it was, the recession, right? 2012, our construction business was, it was one of those where we're not going to close, but we will supplement it with something else. And that's how the wedding industries kind of came in, because I was like, oh, I can open other businesses because I didn't want to close that. We are in the same predicament where people are hungry for something, like looking for something to be able to supplement what they've lost, if they have lost something, and to be able to start at $75 and have no cap on how much money, how much leverage you can have with that. I mean, it's again, we're in the same predicament. If you've been thinking about a side business that ultimately will be more than that, this is something you should definitely look into.
Thank you, Ron, because I know when I joined, that was one of the impediments I was facing, is trying to come on with a bigger kit because I just didn't have enough living paycheck to paycheck. So having the ability to have a smaller amount to invest in my business, but the rewards are just enormous. It's whatever you want it to be. It's amazing. And with that, we also have tools in our back office that we use to be successful in our business. And Bridget and Arnie, can you touch on some of those tools that you use to make your business so successful?
Oh, it's me. Oh, sorry. He's going to answer that question. I'm going to answer this question. So I mean, it's so cool because it is a business that it's a storefront in your pocket, right? And Rodan & Fields has the technology down. And I've always felt like I was competing with, Nordstrom and my Macy's down the street and these other big department stores. I got to compete with them. So Rodan & Fields gives us, amazing, all on this little device. I can train my team, I can track my orders, I can give my customers exceptional experiences, and I can download all the social media things I need to be successful. So it's all right here. And then, I find that the biggest tool in this business and the biggest advantage that we have is that we get to bring personal back to online, right? The world has gone online crazy and it's been really great business for us, but we get to add that personal touch, that friend that's recommending, that friend that's supporting, the friend with ideas of new things to try that you're just never going to get online and never going to get kind of in the store. So, there's no app for that. We're the app for that. And it's such an amazing part of our business to be able to do that. So that's our thought on the tools. Use the stuff RNF gives you. They're going to be super efficient, save you lots of time and money, and then let your personality come through and we get to serve. That's like the best. That's the best of it all.
Yeah, and part of our serving is working together. As you can see, right now we have 28 people on, and all of us are in different parts of the country, different parts of the different teams. We're not all on the same team. So part of the serving is helping others. And Rom and I are on the same team, but Bridget and Arnie, we're not. But they were so willing to participate and share their story to let others in on how their lives have been impacted with RNF. What would you guys say to a sister or a brother who may be listening right now that may be on the fence about joining the business?
Well, I would tell them not to overthink it. I think that's where we get in trouble with ourselves. We overthink things. We've heard some, incredible stories tonight about, being able to really free yourself and start a business like this. What I find, network marketing is just come such a long way. Romielyn, you were talking about changes in our company, but there's just incredible changes in this industry. And I love this industry. And so we don't need to, we can check that box, you know, and we can check that these products they're number one, man. I mean, we got all the accolades, the press that pours in. I just got another thing. We just got a great review on our Poor MD that just came in through one of the big beauty mags like minutes ago. So the press, we can check all the boxes. And I think the biggest box for people to check is just check your fear at the door. Whatever it is, you know, worried, fear of what if I fail? What if, imposter syndrome, fear of not having enough time, like just take that leap and let some of that take care of itself. Come in and learn and realize how quickly you can get started, how much support you have. We all go to work for you. An event like this, you could just invite to it, and start. So don't overthink it. We're here for you. Safety nets and support just everywhere you can imagine.
Yes, thank you so much. And with that, we want to thank all the guests that are online tonight. And we only had several names in the chat. So if you are a guest and didn't put your name in there, please do so, because in a minute, Stephanie is going to do a raffle. And I'm going to go into my Vanna White mode. We have our lovely makeup wipes for females. And then we have guys on here too. So we have a little something for you. We have our lip balm. It's a 2-pack. Moisturize those lips so you're not chapped in this winter. And then we have our Daily Essentials moisturizing lotion. And everybody should be using lotion. I want to say everybody is, but for those of you that don't, take care of that ash. Got to take care of that ash. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Stephanie so we can do the raffle for the prizes. Can't hear you, Steph. You're on mute.
Sorry, I was laughing at the comment that that was just posted by Rachel. It's Ash Wednesday. So, whatever works to help you get your skin less ashy. I think we just have 2 guests. Is that right?
No, it looks like at Tammy, at Irene. I see.
Okay, so I have Irene and I have Tony, and then
and then at Tammy.
Okay,
those are the only 3 names I see in the chat for guests.
I can do that. All right, and let's see. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear it spinning. All right, Tony.
Yay! So Tony, I need you to come online and let me know which item you would like so I can send it to you in the mail tomorrow.
Yay, Tony, my guest.
Your guests are always winning. I think it's biased.
Always winning with Rodan Fields.
Always. Tony, what would you like to pick? Did she unmute herself?
She's unmuted. I just don't hear her.
Oh, yeah, she's
Yeah,
unmuted.
I'll get it from her.
Okay. And if you could send me her address, Ron, that would be great. That'll go out tomorrow.
Will do. Yay!
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We welcome your thoughts, your comments, your feedback, and we'll appreciate you joining us. We have this meeting the 3rd Wednesday of every month. So if you have some guests or prospects you'd like to attend, please join them. Same time, same space, just a different passcode. So see you guys soon. Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye, Romielyn.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
so welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, thanks.
Bye, Shimon.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye. See